Zerg friends, it's me, Fenner from Frenetic Array, and I'm gonna do a bit of a replay analysis. So, analyze the replay. Let's I created a thread on all things Zerg. So this kind guy, Alex ColonThree, which is Alex the three face, so he's really cute. It's a ZVP where the Protoss player opens up with an Oracle and a few Zealots to deny the Zerg third, put pressure on while taking his own third, transitioning into High Templar air toss. Keep up the good work, Fenner. Always love seeing new vids pop up. Thank you, man. So we're going to go ahead straight into this replay. Oh, we've got to download. Alright, so it looks like we've got a platinum. I think that's platinum. It might be silver. I'm not too sure on those portraits, but... Alright, so we're going to skip ahead a bit. We'll get to the good parts of this replay. So, it looks like a gateway expand from the Protoss player. These gateway expands always a lot harder to deal with. Probably want to look at throwing down a gas because it makes it a lot easier to deal with those Zealot all-ins that might be coming in this game. Just pick up a gas around now. Maybe ColonThree will pick it up as soon as his Overlord gets there, but I think it's better just to get it about 310 and then you can cancel it when your Overlord gets there, or just not mine from it or something like that. Otherwise you get it pretty late. So let's see if he picks up the gas. Oh, actually going for a fast 3 hatch, so playing super greedy against the gateway expand here. This is going to be pretty hard to hold the pressure without speed. I used to try and do something like this as well and just defend with the roaches, but I found that there were just certain timings that made it really hard to defend the third base, because when you go in with the roaches, they take a lot longer to build, they take a lot longer to walk over there. You can't deny pylons, and you just kind of have to guess the amount of roaches you need because you can't really see them warping in, you can't get the vision. So I really do like picking up that speed a bit earlier, 310 against gateway expand nowadays, as the roach style didn't work out too well for me. I played it a lot. I played it a lot of months trying to play that roach style, but I just found that a speed style worked out a lot better. So we want to be scouting at this point. We want to always scout the front, see what's going on. Let's see what vision ColonThree got. None. So between 4:40 and 6 minutes, always be poking the front. We want to see what buildings here. So this is the first big mistake. The speed also a big mistake. Well, it's not a mistake, it's kind of a style preference. I just think it's a lot stronger to get the gas, but definitely need to be checking this front. Also, this Overlord needs to be here to have a look at the gas, and wouldn't mind having a look at this gas with its Overlord here either, or putting him in a nice position to sack a bit later on. And around now would be a good time to sack this bad boy and have a look at the tech, if you haven't seen it at the front, that is. So playing very blind at the minute. If you was at the front, you'd be able to see the Oracle, even though sometimes it does look like a void ray. Let's speed this up a bit. Mothership core coming up for some harass. Gas has been picked up, and it looks like the old roach defense from ColonThree. Are we going to see this at all? So we've got no vision again. This is the problem with the roach opener. You don't know if he's going to be warping in, and yeah, you don't know if he's going to be warping in anything. If you had speedlings, you'd be able to run around here. Even if you can't deny the pylon, you see exactly the amount of units he warps in. So you're going to have to build blind roaches at this point. And if blind roaches don't come out, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So yeah. Alright, so this is going to go down. There's no way you're going to defend this with the roaches. And that's going to put you in a horrible position. Lots of spores going down. This is probably a bit of an overreaction. Actually, only 2 on each base, and 2 for this base as well, but this should die. If you defend this, it doesn't count, alright? If this is defended, it doesn't count. There are 9 roaches out on the way right now, but against a good player, this is not going to be defended without seeing that they're warping in at all. You need to scout. This is one of the big differences between bad players and good players. Even like the difference between High Masters and High GM. If you watch like Soulkey and you watch a foreigner, Soulkey with his scouting is absolutely phenomenal. He's always got like a Ling running around where the pylon or that army is. He's always got overseers in the main. He sees exactly what tech is going on. I know it's a lot harder on your APM, and in this roach build is pretty low APM, but yeah, I think definitely go with the speedling build. Run around, make sure to scout the front, and if you don't see the front, if you don't see anything at the front, you don't know what he's doing, then sack the Overlord around 6 minutes to 6:30, get in his base, see what's going on, but this should go down. So yeah, that definitely goes down. And now you're kind of stuck in a horrible situation where you're on 2 base against a 3 base toss, and you built a bunch of roaches, but you don't have lair, so slow roaches aren't going to be able to go over and deny this base. Nice little wall off here, by the way. That's pretty... Those are always nasty to break. I'm surprised the Platinum player is able to do that, or knows about that. So this guy playing pretty well for a Platinum League. I'm surprised by the how well these openers are going for both of these players. This player actually looks really good. Dragon, is this like real Dragon? Because this guy's playing well. He's playing really well so far. It's a nice fast third. He's got the wall off set up nicely. So from this situation, and the floating that's going, obviously you're going to float because you haven't got the lava anymore. You have got some lava now, but since you lost that 3 base, 3rd base, you're not going to have the lava that you need to fully use everything. So now you're in a horrible situation. You're on even supplies. You've got a 3rd base that's way behind. This guy's got a 3rd base up. So the game is lost at this point. We can go through the rest of the replay because I actually want to talk about Mass Air Storm. So at this point, do we see another Stargate coming up, or is it just going to be Heavy Storm? Or 2 Stargate? But yeah. So this game is lost at this point. You don't need to look at the rest of the game. You don't need to, think about how to beat High Templar, Stargate, or whatever's going to come up in this game. Because the game is lost. You haven't got the economy that you need to win this game. You're behind on drones even. Like, it's 53 probes to 44 drones. So the game is lost. I'm going to talk about the unit compositions, but don't think about it too much. You need to think about defending this 3rd base, which all comes down to the scouting early on. So let's go ahead and have a look at the unit composition that he goes into, which you say you were struggling with. A little bit of harassment on here. That was a lot of wasted units though, so once again falling even further behind. And now going into Hydras. So Hydras are great against Air Toss Storm. Well, Hydras are good against Air Toss. Now, this is something I've been struggling with myself recently, a lot. I've been struggling. Now this is a bit different because he's gone for Storm before the Stargate, so in reality this guy would have probably could have died to a Roach timing. Because I don't think you can defend with just Storm. But generally, like 2 Stargate into Storm is the more standard. That's what some pro players have been doing, and it's extremely strong. They go Void Rays and they get Storm behind it. It's a really strong style. I've been talking a lot with people about this style, and I've finally come to a style that I like, or a theory that I like. So if they're going Air Toss, you need Hydras. Or Queens. You can use Queens as well, but I think I prefer Hydras because Queens are just too slow. It's a lot harder to get in the positions you need. Then you need some kind of infestor tech. Why? Because you need to deal with this ground army. Hydras are great against their units, but they're absolutely horrible on their own against Zealots. They are disgustingly bad, especially with Charge as well. And if they get Storm in there, obviously the Hydras are going to get melted. So you need something to deal with the ground army. You can go Infestors to lock down the Void Rays, also it gets you a better position with the Hydras on the Void Rays, or you can go Swarm Hosts, or Banelings. Actually, this is something I saw Symbol do. He went Banelings to deal with the Zealots, like just a couple of Banelings mixed in there, and then once the Zealots get cleaned up, like let's say just 10 to 16 Banelings, clear up the Zealots, and then the Hydras have got free reign over the Void Rays. Symbol actually went Hydra, Infestor, Banelings, because killing that ground army is essential because Zealots do wreck Hydras even though it might not seem like it. What I like is just getting a small amount of Swarm Hosts, maybe 5 to 10 Swarm Hosts, so the Zealots, they're slowly going to get cleaned up or at least tanked by the Locusts. They're not going to do anything to the Hydras. And then you just mass the Hydras, and also the Swarm Hosts act to bring the Void Rays out of their base so they can't have the best position because they have to come out and do something to the Swarm Hosts. And also it could force them into Colossus or at least a Robo Bay to get a Observer or an Oracle, which they don't really want against the Swarm Host. They just need it for the detection. So yeah, I think this game all comes down to not scouting well. You didn't see the front. That is the most essential thing. You want to see what buildings go down. See if it's 3 gateways, so it's a 4-gate, or you see the tech, which is a Stargate, or you see a Robo or a Twilight, or whatever. So make sure you scout the front there. Make sure you scout the gases as well. That's always a big tell on what they're doing. And if you can, sack an Overlord around 6:30, 6 minutes, 6:30, if you don't really know what they're doing. And I think that's about it. So I hope this helped you out. ColonThree. What was the other name? Oh, I've lost the thread now. Oh, here it is. Alex ColonThree. All right, Alex, I hope that helped you out. Get your scouting up, man, and preferably go for a speedling opener. You can stick with the roach opener if you want, but I think a speedling opener will do you a lot better in the long run. Just against gateway expand, that is. Just, you know, just get a couple of speedlings out and see what they're doing, instead of sitting back completely blind and hoping to get the right amount of roaches when you need them. All right, thanks, Alex, for sending me the replay. Hope to help some other people as well. Peace, guys. Ha ha!